The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to Werewolf the Apocalypse, 20th Anniversary Edition, Season 2, Phoenix Call. Second season, I already said that, but we're going to go with it. Episode 5 out of 7, which lets you know where we are. And I'm going to let my players introduce themselves. Go for it. Whoever wants to go first.
Hi, I'm Maddox. I will be playing Colin Douglas, Fiona Aroon, and overall, God, just help me.
I'm Beth. I'm playing Kat Sullivan, Stargazer Philodox. Still just cross my fingers, hoping not to die.
Everybody, I'm the Ravenous Archon. I'll be playing Howie Sanders, the Glasswalker Theurge, who already has, going into this episode, 1 aggravated point of damage. So I'm not happy.
I am Brad, Timber Brad 411 in chat. I'll be playing Plays with Danger, the Bonar Ragabash, and Abandon All Hope Ye Who Enter. And
I am Relindare, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and I am playing Calliope Monroe, the mute metis of Galliard of the Silverfang tribe. And she's ready to knock some skulls because enough of this bullshit.
Oh yeah, that's true. And by the way, plays flattery will get you everywhere. You're spared for the moment. And we'll be back right after our intro to start the game. And we're back. By the way, just a few seconds after we went to the intro, I said I was just kidding and they're all fucked. So that's what we're coming into. So anyways,
We love the abuse, Nikki.
And I love giving it to y'all.
We is a lot of people.
Oh, Maui just wants some tender love. Some tender hugs and kisses from his spider buddy. It's kind of interesting. Wilbur hasn't shown up in a while. But anyways, do I need to recap for my cast what happened last episode? Because everybody got really pissed off. Things happened. There's a lot of apathy going on here with the Glasswalkers. Colin and Plays with Danger ended up meeting an old friend.
Did not expect her to be here.
And everyone seemed to have retired back to Calliope's trailer. Camper, not trailer. Trailer's different. You know. After getting applications. Just to give a straight crib notes, you did not gain access to the building to get the applications. they had a lovely couple of individuals standing outside handing them out in mass. Definitely gives you that sense that, yeah, you don't get access to the building until the interview process. That seems kind of funny. They also went to the previous location of those creepy spider things. They have certain individuals, Maui and Maddox, both went to the other side and found that there is a scar that's healing on the gauntlet side, past the veil in the Umbra. Maddox, of course, made another spider friend. Well, snake friend. And a cockroach friend.
Yeah, of course.
And,
Too easy to deal with animals.
and Maui dealt with some uncomfortable realizations about people. I mean, he kind of already knew it was happening, but getting a face full of truth is always difficult to deal with. Maddox also proceeded to suggest something.
How do you all feel about forming a pack?
That's why the Winds of Fate brought me here. Meet with you guys.
That's two. Actually, Cullen will hesitate and look over to Plays. That is two, right?
Together.
Together, strong.
Cullen holds out his fist for a fist bump, then realizes what he's doing, and then just pats you on the head.
Oh, he would try to bump your fist with his nose.
That
Nose
also
bump.
works.
Boy. Poop. The snoot.
Yes.
Then I will look to both Calliope and Howie in turn.
And Calliope is gently comforting our lovely Glasswalker in his upsetted state.
Not saying anything else, just looking.
Your spider friend is also lightly tapping on your jawline, Maui.
There's
Rhythm.
just a simple nod.
Yep.
Through the mind speak. Calliope starts, but and then she almost like stutters. Really?
What do you mean, really? We keep getting fucked at every turn. I think we need every edge we can get. And that includes being a solid unit.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
You've been vital to everything we've done so far.
Her eyes well up with tears. Yes.
All right. I also have some notes in my head, I guess, of a spirit, at least the idea of a spirit that we could maybe, patronize. Something smart is what I'm hoping for. Actually, no, not smart, because smart doesn't seem to get me very far. Clever.
Cunning?
I'd like something clever.
Clever is useful.
And then Plays in Gar will just say tricky.
That wouldn't be bad. It just seems like everything we're going up against is cloak and daggering the shit out of this, so fight fire with fire.
Yeah. If they're going to be sneaky, we need to be sneaky right back.
It's true. There's a lot that makes sense here. Oh.
Although I will admit, having the idea is not the same as knowing how to get the idea off the ground. So if you guys can help with that bit, that'd be great.
As a Philodox, would I have any idea of anything that I can do to help?
Well,
That maybe Beth doesn't remember that she should?
well, there's a couple of things that you would be able to recall. I mean, Philodoxes tend to lead in non-war times. But I believe this is going to fall more into Maui's wheelhouse, technically. Maui, do
Theurge
you
is-
remember?
He's still a mess.
Yeah,
So
yeah, he's still a mess, so...
no.
Well, why don't we get back to the trailer? We can make our plans from there.
And I think at this point, plays would just sort of start like bouncing around like super energetically in a circle and just like repeating over in his head, Fox, 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 smart, tricky, clever. I say this because Plays has stuff from a fox spirit, so he'd be familiar. And then
Mhm.
also,
Yeah, you were taught certain abilities from a fox spirit, if I remember correctly. It's safe to say you make it home, or well, to base of operations, which is Calope's camper.
The second we make to leave, I'm just gonna get up and go to the center of the clearing and
Mhm.
draw in the glyph for forgiveness in the ground. And I don't have the right of thankful for prey, thanking the prey, but I'm going to try to go through it as best as possible.
Plays
Just
has
to-
it.
Just to ask forgiveness from all the spirits that were destroyed here.
Play, why don't you give me a perception alertness? You're a pretty alert person. Eyes in the back of your head
Oh.
will count. And it's because I want you to be attempting to notice what Maui's doing so you can assist him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a hard difficulty. You know these rights. There are minor subtleties between tribes when it comes to these things because it all depends on who you were taught by. But you get you can get the same symbology and understanding.
Yeah. Like, and sort of like the same idea with
Difficulty
him.
6, by the way.
Give me 1 second. I need to re-roll my 3 10s.
Nice.
That's complete success. That means you recognize it easy.
7.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're just getting those high rolls out of the way for me.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
fine.
bad.
This is not what you want to get 7 on.
But yeah,
No.
you notice what Maui's doing. You know those rights.
And then he'll walk up next to him and then just sort of like do that thing where he just sort of like leans his body slightly against him to sort of let him know he's there.
Mhm.
And then in Garu, say to him, help. And then just wait for his response.
Yeah, I'll use my tears and I'll rub my fingers against his snout to get some of his moisture into writing the glyphs in the ground.
And then in sort of a similar fashion, would he be able to do the rite of contrition as sort of like an also, because he's trying to do the prayer for the prey, I think.
Mm-hmm. The rite of contrition usually is a Garu saying "I'm sorry" to another Garu, like in a very obvious way.
So it actually says it's also to prevent the enmity of spirits.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you want to do it, you can.
I mean, if like if the point is just to do specifically for the animals, because that's more prayer of the prey is the stuff that you're like killing for the hunt,
Yeah.
whereas rite of contrition is more the actual apology. So whichever one he's trying to do, because I have both, he would want to do both.
Yeah, I'm probably doing a mixture of the two of them because I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't have either one of those rights.
Yeah, whatever rabbit or whatever he's trying to do, how he's trying to do, Plays
Yeah.
will just be trying to help him.
Trying to
knowing-
help. I get you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're trying to get the apology out there into the spirit world. So go for it. I'm trying to remember now the roll. We only had to do it a couple of times the last game.
So rite of contrition. Oh yeah, it's something weird. Like it's
Yeah. Because there's like a whole howling kind of thing. There's a whole apology set up for it. Ooh. Hold on. I know I've got
maybe-
it somewhere.
I was gonna say I can look for it if maybe you want to see what's going on with the others, and then
Yep. Go ahead. You see these two have gone back to the center of the area for a moment. You can probably guess what's going on, especially with the way Maui was. Maddox, you hear a bit of a voice in the back of your head. Just a subtle nuance. Oh, a pack? By your decision? That's interesting.
I'm gonna check for any more cockroaches, snakes, any other fucking spirit that wants to try and use me as a jungle gym.
Do we see Colin getting kind of fidgety and like patting himself over, looking for something?
Yeah, he looks lost.
Are you okay, Colin?
I'm hearing shit.
Do I see? Well, I don't know, probably wouldn't see anything, but she probably just like looks around, paranoid, like
That's
there's a person here, or
Oh no, I
in
don't.
your head hearing things.
Was it more in my head, storyteller, or was it like something I heard?
it was definitely more in your head.
Ah.
You? Of all people.
And I guess I will think back. Who are you?
I've been here. Always been here.
Great, that didn't answer my fucking question. Who are you?
And then the voice just stops.
And this part, Cullen accidentally says out loud. All right, I know it's not Mom.
You need to talk about anything, Colin?
I just talked about it. I heard a voice
You-
in my head.
And you hear Calliope. You communicate with your ancestors.
Is that what it is? It used to be I just get all these hunches and feel like it's what my mom would do.
Well,
But
your mom would be an ancestor of yours, technically.
not anymore.
I mean, it's always going to be your mom. What happened?
A long story in a city I'd rather forget. If you can call it a city.
I can understand that.
I love stories.
Maybe when we're not currently trying to investigate a furniture
Somehow-
store.
I have a feeling this story might be something that's better told with a couple of beers relaxing as a pack.
Yeah, 1 keg would be a good start. And then whatever else you guys are drinking.
I can talk to Rain and get him to pick up something.
Anyways, it's not important right now. What are we doing next? What's happening?
I think we're
What's our
just
next step?
waiting for Howie and plays.
All right.
And we did find the roll. It's actually a little bit above because the rolls for rights are done in segments. So a right of accord is charisma plus rituals.
And then what are we doing for the difficulty? I think it was, according to the chart, it was, I want to say
It's
7
all
for right
based.
of accord.
It's all based on the rage of the spirits.
Okay.
The difficulty is standard, and difficulty 7 is standard for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But these spirits are a little. So it's going to be, we're going to bump that up to an 8. I mean, Maui's tried to do his best to be nice to the spirits that he's talked to. 2 6s.
I got 2. Yep.
Yep.
I got a 9 and an 8 and no botches, but.
Yep. Did you have anything specific to give to the spirits here?
So that,
Because usually the rite of contrition comes with a gift of some sort.
I'm going to shift into Hamid and see if I have anything particularly interesting in my bag that like a fox spirit might like.
I'm going to shift into Lupus as he's doing that, and I will give up one of my permanent gnosis.
Oh. Oh, that's a biggie. Especially for a theurge. There's a gentle feeling that comes across you, Maui, and probably plays as well. It's soft. There's just the littlest wind. Oh yeah, I forgot that it's plays he's in Homid, so there is wind waggling through lots of things. On that poor Lupus.
It's so cold.
And yeah, it is a gentle, warm breeze that pushes through the area. And Maui, you look and you kind of remember where that scar was in the center. And there seems to have been a almost dying bush that was there. And you see the leaves on this bush turn green. And the tiniest little yellow flowers begin to bloom on it. Magical things happen.
Yeah, Plays will look around, just trying to see like where the wind's coming from. And then does he get a sense that whatever has happened, it's accepted?
It's a nice, gentle breeze, so it seems to be positive. From a more natural perspective, you can definitely get that feeling.
So he'll go back to looking in the bag, not sure if he needs something else.
Maui, it doesn't take a feeling. You know. You gave. They accepted.
I'll return the what's it called? The same pressure that he did to me to let me know that he was there, I do to him. And then I just paw the ground in front of him.
That reminds me, what does Maui look like in Lupus? I don't think we've seen this.
I'm glad you asked, because
Paint us a word picture!
he is the goodest looking boy ever. He has dark, almost brown, kind of black line that goes down the whole of his spine, mostly gray fur around the face. He's got this white kind of beard that comes up to the front of the snout, but then it's just black. The black lips, the white comes down into his chest, and then it's just a mixture of brown, lines of gray, and then just kind of these shoots of black. And he has white, stark white paw tips.
That's an excellent word picture. He is the goodest of boys. But yeah, that gentle pressure.
Yeah, as he does that, Blaze will switch, or you go back to Lupus.
It's
Mm.
probably interesting for you feeling it from the other side. Blaze. But yeah. Now, does anyone else have anything to say or anything fucked up to do before I Star Wars swipe us to the camper?
They always talked about how gazing on the moon was supposed to like revitalize you. I don't think that's the moon that my Theurge was talking about. As I just point at Plays before he goes back into Lupus form.
And that joke is completely lost on Plays.
I mean, yeah, it's just Plays. It would be.
My favorite homeless hobo of a homid form. But yeah, it's very easy to get back to the camper. No problems, no muss, no fuss.
Calliope's kind of lost to her thoughts and not really communicating.
Mm-hmm. It's a pack. These people want to be around you. Can you imagine that, Calliope?
No, she really can't. She really can't.
Yeah.
I mean, she's in her mid-20s and has never had companions,
yeah.
you know?
This is definitely stunning. I can understand that.
She's kind of flabbergasted. She's like, what the fuck is going on? When is the other shoe dropping? Okay.
Yeah. The other thought is, oh, they must be that desperate.
Yeah, that too.
That they'll even accept me.
But realize, what tribe offered that position to you?
Mm-hmm.
Fianna aren't known for their metis love.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not that kind of metis love.
No, Fianna are very passionate, which leads to a lot of metis being made.
Yes.
I'm sure most of them are in the Children of Gaia by now.
Yeah, most of them probably are. It's the way it works. Unfortunately. Oh yeah. Camper, easy. You do get a weird jitteriness from your bag, Calliope. There's definitely a sense of there is something moving in your bag.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to peek in to make sure that everything is intact.
Mm-hmm. Spider's still in the glass jar, but it is definitely trying to rattle and move around.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't like being in here.
Mm-hmm. And she just looks at it and just basically mind speaks to everyone. This one's getting restless.
Maybe we should find a secondary container to put it in. For the time being.
Got any Tupperware?
She goes to one of her cabinets there in her little kitchenette thing and takes out a Tupperware cake holder.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Is it in that like lovely like 80s, 90s mustard green kind of
Yes,
color?
the mustard yellow. Yes, with the
Yeah.
handle. Yeah.
Don't forget to burp Spider when we put it in there.
And she takes the jar and sets it on
Yeah.
the base of it and pops the top on it and secures it with
Yes.
the latching handle.
Yes,
Mhm.
indeed. And it's a little confused, but at least here it can kind of bump the glass and kind of flip it down, and it can at least walk back and forth.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now you can tell this spider's bored. You've seen your buddy do similar things of just pacing around and fiddling with stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop open the cake holder and then just tap the glass a couple times and just be like, "Sucks to be you, my friend,"
Mm.
and then close it again.
Yeah, there's definitely this land like and then you close it and then it goes back. Something wrong with that one, Maui.
Something wrong with a lot of them, little dude.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can fix it.
I haven't seen my buddy in a while.
Now, damage is done. Yeah, I'm glad that you're here though. So,
Mhm.
and then I just boop, eat on the head.
Mm. There's definitely a little gentle drum with the legs. Yeah, I don't know where Wilbur went.
We'll run out of time. We always do.
Okay. He usually comes back quickly. It's weird. Oh yeah. And now you're here. And there was talks of a pack forming.
So we should probably discuss that, what we need to do, rather how we might need to do.
I've seen spirits summoned. I don't know how.
I'm gonna put the conch shell in the middle of the table. And the conch I trust, dude.
Okay. Do you need us to do anything?
I mean, we want to be a pack, like, right? Like that's the goal. So I think like together we should at least be in the area of each other while I do this. Sure. Yeah, we could do that.
Go into the woods behind the camper.
Hey, storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
How far away is town from this area?
It's not too far. Calliope's on the edge of town trying to keep a low profile.
Okay, so even if we're in the woods, yipping, hollering, and howling probably not the best idea unless we want to attract something.
It's true.
You see Cullen sigh.
Road trip time.
Not quite. Calliope, you have like a bathroom mirror or something, right?
She goes back to her sleeping quarters and takes a mirror off the wall, brings it back out, and it's like a wall mirror, not huge. It's, carryable, but it's big enough. It's a gilded frame. And she hands it.
I don't know about you guys, but I think it's way easier to get spirits when you're in their, spot. And Colin will just look into the mirror and try to step sideways. Even though the player has forgotten what roll he's supposed to make.
Just gnosis.
It's a gnosis roll. And
Sweet. All 4 dice that I can put into this.
And usually there's a difficulty based on the gauntlet around you. Obviously, in a Cairn, it's going to be lower. In a Pentex facility, it's going to be insanely high.
So a trailer in the middle of what feels more like wilderness than civilization, or camper, sorry.
Probably going to be a difficulty 7.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
And it's just Gnosis?
It's just a gnosis roll.
I botched.
Ooh.
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 We'll get to that in a second.
Mhm.
Okay.
I got 2 successes on my 2 dice.
So everybody just left me here without ever saying that they were going to step sideways, so they could let the person who is meant to step sideways.
No, Colin just
lead
said that.
everyone.
I mean, he did say step sideways.
Well, Colin just said it's easier to get spirits in the spirit area where they live, and then he steps sideways.
Yeah, well, I don't
Col-
think Calliope
Colin-
steps
Colin
sideways.
just-
No,
Colin just
Calliope
started
was somewhere else.
Yeah.
So when Plays like looks into the mirror, he'll sort of like grab onto Howie and try and pull him with him.
How do you grab onto Howie? You've got no thumbs.
Yeah,
I've got a mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're going to nom him. Okay.
I'm gonna dodge that. I'm not going over there.
I was just making sure. I didn't know how Plays was going to grab Howie, and I went
Like not trying to like hurt him, but
yeah,
just sort of like one of those.
grab. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes
I
you wish
could-
you had thumbs.
If I know that Calliope did not step sideways, I'm not gonna let him pull me into the actual room because I need to go save Calliope. I'm gonna try to get out of the way of this fight.
It's a dodge roll, so dexterity plus dodge. How are you? You were just doing it absent-mindedly, right, Plays?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I doubt it's not very difficult to dodge that if it's absent-mindedly. So I would say
Okay.
standard diff 6.
Okay. 2 then. One of them is a 10.
Okay.
Would have
And-
had 3, but I got a 1.
Ooh. So you barely sneak by, but Calliope, who botched on stepping sideways, you had stared into this mirror, and it's your mirror. You know this mirror. It's the one you use daily, so it should be easy. It should,
And she's probably done it a few times.
yeah, she's probably done it quite a few, but I think it's the panic. We're gonna be a pack. We're gonna be this weird family. We're supposed to protect each other and care about each other. And you kind of think back to the family you had before. That mess of a nest with all those siblings. All the things that had gone on. And when you step sideways, you feel that tug. And it's not easy. It's not gentle. There seems to be all these fingers grabbing at you as you kind of pull yourself through. And it's one of those things where you've the first thing that hits you is the smell. It's acrid.
As soon as she basically gets pulled in, she's immediately going to shift into, hang on, I forgot the term.
Kronos?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Easy
Immediately.
For her, too.
Mm-hmm. It's real easy because that's your breed form. Going back to that is like breathing.
Mm-hmm.
But you
And she becomes this very large, silvery white, war-formed werewolf. Her eyes, a piercing silver. And she just gazes around.
the moment you start looking around, you see you're on some sort of stone dais. A curved marking in the center.
Does she recognize that marking at all?
Might. I've got my notes here on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it easier.
Because Calliope about to break some shit up.
Yeah. You've seen worm markings before. You've seen werewolf markings before.
Mm-hmm.
This definitely has the sense of a worm marking. It's a curved arc, and the tail drags down.
Does she see anything moving around her? Because something pulled her through.
Make a perception alertness check. You look at that and that symbol, and there's like a small alarm bell that goes off in your head a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know specifically, but something about an eater.
Mm-hmm. And she got a complete success of 3. It was 2 9s and a 10.
And as you begin to realize, you kind of look up and you see perches, desiccated perches. And there are beings with inky, sloppy, dripping, visceral wings. They drip, and you can see the skeleton a little bit, and then it reforms and drips again. And it's almost like they're shrouded in these giant hoods as they're sitting there watching. Giant talons on these perches.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear these flap, flap, splat noises as you start to look around. And yeah, you're on some sort of dais, some sort of meeting area. But this is not what the Umbra looks like
Mm-mm.
on your side.
Mm-mm.
From what you've seen, this is not the Umbra. This is something more. And then in the distance, with those successes, you see a individual slowly coming forward. It's about 500 feet from you. Tall, almost lanky individual, shrouded in, well, in essence, shadows. A crown has been placed upon this individual's head, gnarled and twisted. And just from that, you can almost make out an eye. Or at least where an eye should be. And it's staring almost directly into your soul.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to need you to make me a frenzy check.
Remind me what to roll.
You're going to roll your rage.
Okay.
And this is one of those things where successes are bad.
Very.
Successes are very bad. You're going to roll your rage. The difficulty here, unfortunately, is a 4 because this is not where you're supposed to be. There is panic setting in. You don't know why you're here. You don't know what's brought you.
I got 1 success.
Ooh. And
Out of 4 dice.
And we're gonna pause right there. And we're gonna go to our lovely friend Maui, who is still on the planet Earth, if you will.
Yeah, as soon as I see plays kind of reach out for me, I just look at him like, just give me a moment. I grab Charlie, I put them on the mirror, and I'm like, I'm gonna need your help, little dude. I need to find out where Callie went, and I need you to zero in and help me get there. And if I have to, but help me. And I'm just gonna stare at myself, and then just kind of back and forth until I can start to feel where I can pull myself into that part of the Umbra.
I see what you're wanting to do. So we're gonna flavor this just a little bit. Plays, everyone else went just fine. You're on the other side. Maui, you saw Calliope. You saw her focus, and you could see she started wavering, and she didn't just step sideways. It wasn't the standard and then gone. This was one of those things where you saw her hands on the mirror, and her hands and body sunk into the mirror. Like it was a strange ripple effect, and this inky blackness pulled at her and then pulled her in.
I've heard about the Dark Umbra. I've never been there though.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just gonna sit there and just stare at Charlie, stare at myself, and then just pull myself into the mirror itself if I have to.
Are you sure you want to do this?
This is what it means to be a pack, little dude.
I was just making sure. Okay. And you see Charlie stretch out its legs. It becomes bigger. Normally, Charlie stays small because Charlie understands that it's easier for travel size, snack size, but Charlie becomes bigger. And I'm going to roll something for Charlie. I'm going to roll to see if we can hone in on where Calliope is. Oh. You got lucky, Maui. Charlie is there, and you see this inky blackness start to cover Charlie as the mirror kind of wavers and goes solid black and starts to drip.
I don't make it back. You've been a great little helper, dude. Be strong. And I just smash my head into the mirror.
And you go tumbling through. It's like the moment you touch it, it starts pulling you. And that's the thing with the Dark Umbra. Once you hone in on it, it doesn't like to let you go. And the moment you come through is the moment Calliope freaks out. Calliope, what would you do? You are very frightened. This is not where you're supposed to be. And you just, it's almost like your vision is blurred and faded, and you're confused. And all you see is an individual that looks inky black to you, that's right at your side.
Instantly, her primal anger turns on. She takes a point of aggravated damage and fuels her rage pool.
Mm-hmm.
And then she breaks the dais.
Ooh, that's going to be... All right, give me... And you're in your breed form, so give me that strength plus... I think this would be brawl. This counts as brawl. You're breaking something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, strength plus brawl. The difficulty here is 8 because this thing is older than it's old. You don't really know how old it is, but it's there. It's definitely older than Tamshu plays. Definitely older than
Hang on, I'm
Yuri.
double checking my brawl because my strength is 7.
Yeah.
You said the difficulty was 8?
Yes.
That is 5 successes, 3 of them are 10s.
Okay. That's not bad. You definitely succeed in snapping this dais that's sitting up here. But you still have an enemy next to you.
After she does that, she glares and just snarls. Of course, there's no sound,
Yeah.
but the lip curls back.
Maui, you see this. You came in. She instantly was grabbing this dais and snapping it, but she turns to look at you. And those eyes don't say we're friends. The lips curl up, and there's this weird... It's a growl, but it's not because there's no full-scale sound. It's like forced air coming through.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I need a perception alertness from you.
Okay. 3 is 6. Difficulty standard. Oh, god damn it, Urian.
Yeah. Difficulty standard.
All right. I would have been 4, but it's 3 because of the one that I rolled.
Maybe I shouldn't have invoked his name.
Oh, he's in chat. You know, we live with our choices.
You also see that individual, that insanely tall being that is just slowly making its way towards you. It's not running. It is just a meandering walk. And for the sake of this, since you are the spiritual side of things.
Technically.
Yeah. I would like an intelligence and occult.
I don't think my logic specialty comes into play.
No,
here.
logic is not going to come into play here. I'm sorry.
What a mean storyteller. What's the difficulty?
I'm so sorry. I botched. I called it at the start.
Difficulty 8. And this is because this is some deep lore.
Yeah. I have 3 successes. 2 of them are 10s.
Mm-hmm. You know what an urge worm is? Ravnos?
I've heard of them.
You've heard of them? Well, they have incarna focuses. They have individuals that embody them. They're kind of like, they can be totem spirits, but they're for the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
This particular one that is coming towards you is known as Relshab, the Faceless Eater.
Okay.
The urge worm of greed. is who it serves.
Ooh. So I will spend a rage point to shift into Krenos
Mm-hmm.
and just in my head hope that the mind link is still active and just say we're going home as I reach out, not even to grab, but like to have my hand out and let her be the one to grab it. And just in my head, it's like, you were there for me, let me be there for you.
And you hear through the mind link, I have no home. I have no family.
And let's see if this gets through. Maui, I want you to roll me a charisma empathy roll.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, your girl's got 7 rage.
Yeah, and that's the difficulty that we've got for this.
That's okay. I have charisma and empathy
That's
for
good.
just such occasions.
Wait, Howie's charismatic?
Yeah, boy. Difficulty 7, you said?
Yes.
I got 3 of them. 2 of them, again, are 10s.
All right.
2 5s, though, but we don't talk about those 5s.
All right. Yeah, we don't talk about those 5s. You hear his words, and it starts to bring you back from that edge. See, normally in Werewolf, when a player frenzies, I'm supposed to take the sheet and make them do terrible, terrible fucking things. But I feel like that doesn't make a good story if I just yank control. So, this is where we are. I just wanted to clarify that ruling in case we have some rules lawyers. They can take it to the fucking subreddit. I don't care.
Fuck the rules lawyers. We tell story here.
Mm-hmm. And
We've got a Philodox. That's enough of a lawyer.
That's enough of a rules lawyer.
and you hear Maui's voice, and it does start to coax you. Wait, I have people. Wait, I have friends. Wait, I have a home. And it's with these people. As you begin to come down and you start that blurry, inky blackness that you were trying to avoid that was near you suddenly fades from your vision. And you see Maui in his Krenos form, which I don't think we've seen.
Give us a word picture.
Yes, I need the word picture. You know I need it.
Same coloration. He's just about 8.5 feet tall. He's got the white claws now extend all the way up to his elbow.
Mm-hmm.
They go up to the actual knee of the bipedal lupine. The tail is just a very slim, but it has more spots of the black, and there, instead of the white in the belly, it's just pure black, a dark obsidian color, and the white this time is now the stripe that goes down his
Okay.
his spine.
The snarl drops. Her gaze softens just a bit. And you hear in the mind link, thank God you came. And she takes your hand.
Go home. And I will try to pull us back into the actual Umbra.
Okay. All right. This is going to be probably one of the hardest things you've ever done, Maui.
Can Calliope assist?
You might be able to assist. Don't
Spending
worry.
a willpower point.
Yeah. Because you don't have Charlie here with you. Charlie was there to focus on the other end. Charlie is a spirit, so it kind of knows its way around. And being a Weaver spirit, there is a definite trying to find the order to it. This place that you got brought to has no order. This place is sheer chaos. And one of the embodiments of that chaos, the flavor that rules over this place, is coming for you. Ambling up this walkway. So the roll is still going to be Gnosis. But the difficulty to get from the dark umbra to the regular umbra is an 8. You can spend points or you can double your pool, since both you and Calliope are trying to get through, depending on how you want to do it.
With the willpower point, I have 3 successes.
With an 8, nice.
Yeah. And as I feel the tug of the natural order of things where we belong, I'm just gonna bring my hand up, give a little salute, and just be like, not today, Varus. Not today.
At that moment, Maui, you're pulling through. You're successfully getting through. But you hear a voice in the back of your head. I will always be with you now. And there's definitely this weird feeling you feel on your shoulder. And Calliope goes through first, because you came here to make sure she was safe. But you turn and look, and you see the face of the faceless eater. And you feel a burn on your shoulder. It's another point of aggravated damage as you pop through. Colin, Cat, and Plays, you've been here a good 3 minutes. No one else has followed through. No one else has come through. And all of a sudden you hear this weird rip, tear, smack kind of sound as Calliope seems to get pushed up from the ground.
Run right over to her and help her. I'm like, are you okay?
Oh,
Is
she's
Howie
still
with you?
in Kranos.
Yeah, there's
She's this big silvery white
yeah,
freaking war form with silver
yeah.
eyes.
There's like
Well, shit happens.
strands of blackness that have kind of hooked around her physicality.
Can I try to like rip them off?
Yeah. It's,
Calliope's doing the same thing once she sees him.
Blaze is gonna like jump and try to get the ones off of like her legs.
mm-hmm. Now you come through in a very similar fashion, almost instantaneously after her. But that agonizing feeling in your shoulder, that felt like it's been there forever now. And there is definitely a mark where that thing touched you. And on the ground where you both erupted, there is a fine line scar. It's not white like the other one was. That one shows rejuvenation and healing trying to happen. This is black and dark.
That's not my fault, is it?
It's mine.
I need some things so I can start the rite of cleansing.
I can help with that. Let me. As soon as he mentions the rite of cleansing, Kat will start helping and saying, "It's not your fault, Calliope. We should have gone together." We're supposed to be a pack. We need to act as one and act together.
Howie, you should have left me.
How you make friends.
It's gonna be a little comical, but even though he's in Hamid, Colin's gonna walk over and give Calliope a hug.
Yeah, it's a little comical.
Everything's shitty. But at least it's shitty with us.
I love that kind of weak smile that that I think Colin has. That
He's
That actually, you
trying.
feel
Damn it, he's
the
trying.
rumble in her chest, but no sound comes out. You can tell that there is a war-formed werewolf laughing at that. And she actually puts her arms around you.
Easy with the claws, please.
She
'cause I
keeps them,
can't
she
get
keeps them
cut.
spread so that it doesn't.
Oh,
Just because
Are-
I
are we
can
doing a
get
group
cut
hug
doesn't
now?
mean I want to. Yeah, come on over.
And she is like ridiculously soft.
God damn it, Calliope. My fur's all coarse when I do this.
you can do like there's conditioning treatments.
It
We should definitely do a spa day.
It does not matter if I wash it or not. It is a coarse amount of fur.
And Plays looks like he's been playing in mud and trash and probably smells awful.
Bonar. Anyone who doesn't know that about the tribe is... Where have you been?
Oh.
I'd ask if you lived under a rock, but hell, Gaia is half the rocks.
Yeah, that looked pretty nasty. It really did. Tough break.
Do we see where the voice is coming from?
It's almost like it's coming from right behind you.
Just kind of paranoid look over my shoulder.
Real tough break. But it's okay. You're here now, and that's what matters, right? Or what matters. And it's almost comical as you're standing there, you turn and you see this fox spirit standing on hind legs, imitating your form a bit. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Very weird, isn't it?
I'm gonna turn to Howie. Damn, you work fast.
I'm still working on cleansing the scar. And I just look up in Garu. If done, cleanse, and I point at the shoulder where he touched me.
Do we see anything like are his clothes marred or burned, or is it all
He is
looking normal to us?
He is in Krynos.
Oh yeah, he is.
So clothes are not a thing.
You can see the mark.
The mark is
Yeah.
there, and it's definitely, it looks like, it's not like clawed in. It's definitely, there is a skeletal hand.
I will like rite of cleansing. Yeah, sorry, got distracted.
If you haven't gone through it before, it burns. Like a lot. It won't help, I'm just warning you.
And just nod and keep working on cleansing the scar. I got 3 successes because I lost one for a 1.
Okay.
Can I help him with, since I also have the rite of cleansing?
You can
If
attempt
you
to
already
help,
got 3.
but he's already got 3 successes, so
Yeah.
he's already got a complete success by the book.
He should be.
I'm also going to make sure that I'm stood between them and the fox. Not because I distrust it yet, but just...
Just in case, cleanse me while I cleanse the scar.
Good idea.
Yeah.
So that is.
There's the fox spirit definitely does this little thing where it jolts its head.
Oh, Plays will
see-
definitely like jump in between the fox and Colin in sort of like a playful sort of thing because he's used to fox spirits.
Mm-hmm.
So for him, this is just it's like seeing an old friend.
Oh, friend. And there's definitely this hop and there's this bounce and there's definitely this weird playfulness.
Oh, Plays is mimicking it, basically just trying to, I guess, distract the
Rituals.
fox as best as possible, just in case it wants to be a shithead.
There's definitely a smile. Plays, give me a perception plus alertness check.
That could be the motto of the Chronicle.
Perception plus alertness?
Yep. It seems to be what we have rolled the most combined between seasons 1 and 2.
It's pretty much the main thing you roll in most games.
Difficulty 6, I have 4.
Okay. All
And
right.
I got 3 successes on my rite of cleansing.
There we go. You notice that one of the eyes on this fox is missing. Colin, roll me your perception alertness check, please.
And see, that's why I was making the joke.
Is my danger sense at all pinging?
You're in the Umbra. How do you think your danger sense feels in the Umbra?
Yeah, probably going nuts.
Everything's dangerous in the Umbra.
Never
I
mind.
look around for danger. You see danger everywhere.
I will say that
And people are
that
surprised
primal
I'm
anger
paranoid.
only lasts a scene. So once we transitioned out of that, her rage went back down to 4. But does Calliope see that and correlate anything?
The scar or
No, the one-eyed fox.
there are some interesting legends about foxes and their eyes, and it's very potential.
After a 1, I have 1 success remaining.
You don't notice shit.
It's a fox, as much as Colin has seen a fox.
Calliope, you notice this. There is an eye that's floating right outside the periphery of Colin. Yellow and fox-like.
What is it with me and totem spirits? What the fuck?
She sends through the mind link. Oh, that eye is keeping an eye on you.
Huh?
And that's when you notice it. There's just a single fox eye that's right at eye level. And it's almost smiling.
I'm doing my best to have a staring contest with it, I guess. I don't know.
And you hear from the fox, I will never blink.
Turn back to the fox.
While the fox is focused on not blinking, Plays wants to try and tackle the fox.
Go for it.
Like not like out of malice or anything, just dicking around.
Yeah. Maui, it burns. It burns worse than anything you've felt, and you've been poked with a hot poker before. You've fallen. Yeah, you've fallen in the hog smoke pit in Hawaii.
Ow.
You've done that before. It's just this is terrible. And Cat, you see that fur burn away. The mark is still there. It's on his body. It's on his body good. But it's now just a scar.
It doesn't feel like there's any power behind it anymore.
Not from what you can tell.
Should keep an eye on that, but it looks less evil.
I
Or
try to
painty.
just use the pain to help me focus on my own rite of cleansing.
And I don't think I need to tell you this, but that mark is permanent on the forms. Every form is going to have that. And hair will not grow to cover it. Yeah, you're going to roll to tackle it.
So going by the handy dandy brawling chart on the character sheet, I'm guessing it's body tackle being dex and brawl. And at difficulty
he
7,
can't be taught.
I got 4 successes.
All right, you do go to tackle it. But it's a spirit. So you do find purchase. And it's like the body of the fox has split into two. So you got the tail portion. And the back feet.
Was it a realistic split or more of a cartoonish split?
Realistic.
Yeesh.
This show is for kids. No, it's not. Don't let your kids watch this.
Immediately as I notice it splits, I let go and just instantly like fall on the ground.
And it comes back together very easy. But yeah, I won't blink. I don't have to.
That didn't even hurt?
Nope.
Huh.
I do interesting tricks all the time. And the eye just winks at you, Colin.
Without eyelids?
Yeah. And then it shows back up on the fox's face.
I like it better that way.
Of course you do. So yeah. I heard all the screaming and crying and melodramaticness coming out of here, and what do I have to do? I'm bored.
Can I tell where it is on the spiritual pyramid of fuckery?
Oh. Okay. Why don't we?
What a great way to say, I don't want to offend it if it's an incarna.
Right.
Spiritual fuckery, yeah.
Not gonna lie, that absolutely sounds like the worst fucking book about Tremere. The spiritual pyramid of fuckery.
Oh, I have that book. I have that book for the Tremere.
It's in its third edition right now.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
third edition at least.
Sorry, folks, I'll never be impressed. The
It's-
Tremere were embraced after the Book of Nod was written. You can't be anything important if you're like that. Sorry.
It's like the
Damn,
horn
it wasn't
book.
even me.
It's like the horn book, which we don't talk about, but the horn book.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 2,000 pages long, and you got to memorize it if you're going to be a part of the MLM scheme that is the Tremere, or was, I should say.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways, enough of this leech shit.
Yeah,
They can
enough
deal
of
with-
this
they can
leech
talk, They
bullshit.
can talk that in
I
Windy
need
City.
perception. I need perception plus occult. Allie.
You got it.
Yeah. It's not a hard roll for you. But you definitely smell the stank coming off this spirit. It's got some vibe.
I
What's
believe in
difficult then?
nature terms, it's called musk.
It's got an oh dear. What difficulty am I looking at?
Difficulty 7.
Then 1 success.
Ooh. You get a feeling that this is something beyond what you would have been able to summon with your rite of summoning. But you don't get a lot more. But yeah, I just heard you being whiny, and then those two popped out of the ground like daisies. Disgusting daisies. Not the best daisies, because yeah, you reek right now.
No, those are daisies you probably wouldn't even use for compost.
No.
Are you two
Oh, pass
okay, by
whoopsie
the way?
daisies.
We will be.
Ain't that the
They
statement of the
just
century?
took a trip down the opposite end of the wavelength. Interesting adventures down that way. I don't recommend it for you folk.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm gonna come over and kind of Japanese sit on my knees in front of it.
Mhm.
Kind of like a little bit of reverence because I don't know just how high on the pyramid it is. But I'm also just gonna sit there and just look it in its eyes. We could use a totem spirit, dude. Just because we're not officially recognized as a pack technically, but there's also like 2 separate cairns in the city that don't really get along. So it's kind of like who's who of fuckery. And you know, seeing as how we're trying to stop something from happening, I figured you would want in on it, sir.
Is it going to be dramatic?
I look back at everybody. Yeah.
Calliope is nodding vigorously.
We are Guru. I think
Is it going to be chaotic?
I mean,
Again, I
for
look back at
Guru.
everybody. Yeah, dude, like we are not subtle.
Blaze looks at the spirit. A lot of tricky.
And tricky is something I can provide. Go ahead, Maui, give me a charisma empathy roll.
Oh boy.
By the way, like as after he says that, he's going to like get back up and sort of go over to Calliope and sort of like get behind her and using his head and like that, I don't know, almost like a stubborn way the dogs do when they're just like trying to push something with their head. He's going to try and push her towards Howie, like just to make sure that she's like included.
Aw.
And she
He's
startled at first, and then
he by the way, he has probably got nowhere near the mass at this point to actually push her, but he will try.
Yeah.
She feels wet nose on her calf. Yeah.
Difficulty 6. The spirit seems to be into.
I'm gonna spend a willpower point just for funsies. So that'll bring those fucking 2s. I blame you again. It's gonna bring me to a total of 4 successes.
I don't see why not. Sounds fun. All right. We can do this. And it's the moment you see the eyes open, and then they split, and then they rotate and open, and then what you end up seeing is the fox spirit basically splits into 5, one in front of each of you. And there's definitely some yipping and yowling and carousing. They do this kind of interesting little fox dance. And then they just leap right through your chests. And it seems to be gone. And you now have a fox totem.
That gives us a
Alright.
couple things, correct?
It does give you a couple of things.
It's page 377 if you're looking.
Don't worry, I'm going to read it out.
Oh, or she's gonna read it out.
Well, I'm just for future reference.
Each pack member gains a dot of manipulation, but subtracts 1 from any awards of temporary honor renown. Fox packs can call on 2 dots of stealth, 2 dots of streetwise, and 3 dots of subterfuge. What that means is one person can call upon the fox spirit to do one of each of these things. If another person needs it, they're just gonna have to wait. The ban on fox's children is that they can never participate in a fox hunt and must sabotage any hunts they encounter.
Wow, that sounds difficult. No, easiest thing in the world.
Oh, if there's
Love it.
one thing Plays isn't fond of, it's hunters.
Of course not. After all, they did kind of screw you over. And at this point, with trauma and craziness and fox happenings and pack makings, we are now going to take our break. So we'll see y'all back in 10 minutes. While Raylan eats a banana. And we're back.
Yeah, I'll tag team with you anytime.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, we
Tanked.
won't be providing context.
No. I can only say that Junie, please don't be jealous.
Please don't be jealous. Especially about what our lovely werewolves are about to endure. But yes, so now our pack has been solidified. They have a totem.
You know, oddly enough, I think the fox leaping into my shirt is weirder than when the snake leapt out of it.
Just wait until I leap out. You'll be surprised you'll be surprised when I leap out of you. You won't know where I'm coming from.
Storyteller, is that voice at all similar to what I was hearing earlier?
Mm-hmm.
The little shit was... Hey guys, I had an idea for a pack name.
Alright.
The Foxhounds.
Do we hear any comments from our fox friends?
Plays sort of like tilts his head towards you in confusion, not entirely understanding that it's a joke and being confused.
I look at Plays. Well, think about it. We're all wolves. Dogs are descended of wolves, and hound is a different word for dog. And we work for Fox. So, the Foxhounds.
And Plays just lays down.
And Calliope said, I would have gone for the Misfits.
I mean, we can debate and figure it out as we go. I don't mean to step on your toes. I know you're normally the one who would be doing naming and all that shit, but
You're in a rune. You can't help yourself.
can't
That
help a
he
lot
can't.
of things. Although I will admit, Fox, I will do my level fucking best to not be a wolf that you can't work with.
That's good.
I have a feeling loud and rage-filled may not necessarily be your MO, so I'll try.
It's not my vibe, but I've worked with a lot of wolves in my time. Including your grandfather.
My grandfather.
Mhm.
And who is my grandfather?
Interesting character. I'll tell you about him sometime.
I suppose I can always just try and call him up and ask him to.
You could. You do have that. He has that. Y'all know that, right?
We do now.
He can talk back to his
Oh,
Gary
now that we're all
spirits.
connected, I actually can share the rest with you guys too if you want.
The rest?
The worm can't really get to me, and in a couple ways I mean that very literally. Alright, a long story short, and yes, I will tell you the longer one later. Plays and I, along with... His hand will drift to his left forearm again, along with our pack mates, encountered when we were helping out the Cairn of Uktena in the place where we all met up. A Nexus crawler came through. It wasn't even committed to what it was doing. I think it was just checking it out. And, well, it did hit me at one point. It hurt, stung, they were sharp claws, it sucked. But the corruption tried its level best and failed to even take root. I don't know why that's the case. I just know that worm shit hurts, but it doesn't latch on.
Maybe
Not
you
to
should
me.
have gone to go find Calliope in the Dark Umbra.
I didn't know she went missing. I don't know how the Umbra works. The Umbra and I have a hard time getting along. It's hard enough for me to get into the place.
It's all right, dude. We all have roles.
But I am sorry I didn't think to get clued in sooner. I was always told give it 5 minutes, and if people aren't through by then, go check.
It happens. But yeah, now y'all are together. Linked by pactum.
Now you're stuck with me. Sorry.
I don't feel that stuck.
Cat tries with humor, it doesn't work.
But so, does anyone need to say anything fucked up or weird or chaos inducing before I transition us to the next scene?
Cat at some point would take Plays aside and attempt to give him the birds and the bees talk and to be careful with jumps through dumpsters.
As soon
And she probably
as,
takes a hard drink before she does this because I can only imagine trying to explain this to Plays.
he would respond reciting the litany. Ever since Eyes of the Creek died, Plays frequently like recites it to himself as sort of like a memorial to Eyes specifically, but obviously parts of it applied to I always forget Olivia with the whole not eating people thing. So for him, like like she'll start to talk to him and he'll sit there and he'll listen, and as soon as she gives him the opportunity, he just starts reciting the litany back to her. Goes, friend.
All right. Just be careful. Emotions kind of, you get playing and just be careful.
And I'm gonna put my hand on the same shoulder that I was touched on Colin, and I was like, "Hey, look, man. At least I was with the Galliard when I met 2 totems in one day, so wins for me, right?"
I guess. 2.
Yeah. And we met Roshap in the Dark Umbra.
This is going to be hilarious with a 3-dice pool, but may I roll Intelligence Occult?
Go for it.
I'm
Difficulty
not-
is an 8 because you are not a theurge.
I
No,
hope
I
you
wasn't
get
taught
all of them.
spirit shit. What are you kidding me?
I hope
They
this
were-
is your
they-
best roll you've ever rolled.
Yeah, no shit. Watch, I get all 10s. No, shit. I don't botch, but there is not a success to be found at 8. No way.
Roll shop? Sounds like a salad dressing.
Gesundheit.
I just assume it's some stupid human word.
Calliope says over the mind link, "Now you'll have to tell me everything you know about him. I'll write your story."
He's a totem of Vorus, an urgeworm, mostly associated with greed. But you know, we have a fox now.
Yes, we do.
And then I'm going to take out the conch and listen to it in the corner.
There is something that you noticed, Howie. That Charlie's been real quiet. Real quiet.
I'll address it later.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, anyone else want to do something silly? Tell Plays with Danger to put a rubber on it before we continue on. I'm just adding a little humor. Just a little humor. That's what I do. In the
Before
face
you
of-
murder us.
Yeah, before you murder us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
Technically, she can also add humor during the murdering.
Oh, absolutely.
True enough.
Oh, absolutely.
You
If
think
not,
that
we
isn't
can.
coming? I have jokes prepared.
Well, it seems like I'm all good, and it seems like
Yep,
everyone else
I was
is
just
on
making
the same
sure.
page.
So we now transition to Wednesday. Applications filled out. Has everyone taken a shower to look their best?
Yep. Cleaned up. Insified.
I even
Begrudgingly.
got Plays some decent looking clothes from the thrift store.
I was just about to see. I'm now picturing home at Plays with Danger in a dressed up outfit, like he's going to an interview, like a dress shirt, and
It's like a sport jacket with khakis and a shirt with a tie, and
exactly, and
and you
he's
know,
just
nice loafers, and
Oh, he is fidgeting.
there's this thing around your neck that feels like it's trying to strangle you, but it's not strong enough to strangle you. There's some itchiness in this weird area between your butt crack and your balls.
It's the pants are way too tight for his liking. Every time he moves, he feels constricted. Like, he is absolutely miserable right now.
Is Plays one of the ones we're sending to the interview?
Everybody's going.
we're all going.
Oh God, why am I going? I will just be trouble for. Okay, fine, I'm going.
Do you want to stay?
No,
It's kind of hard getting into this place, so if we have an invitation for an interview, we all need to go.
I'm just pointing out, if you want to stay, I'll let you stay.
No, Colin's useless alone, and he doesn't know what to do when he's there because he's not actually gonna try to get in for this fucking job. So,
Just making sure.
you look at the Arun. So what do you do at the furniture store? I'm a greeter. Just it wouldn't work.
Oh my goodness. Have Plays be a greeter. Just hello. Hello. And that's the only word he knows. Hello.
It is new moon, and it's kind of. Wait, you are pretty correct, Maui. Pretty correct. And yeah, and this is a fairly easy thing to show up at noon. There is a line. It's very easy. There's definitely people that are just really excited. They're really looking for work. The employees are dressed in green polos with Ferguson Furniture Mart, so FFM on the label in yellow, as they're walking by and checking on everyone and saying how's everyone doing? How's everything going? It's very nice to see you. Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. How nice. Having a fun day. Such a fun day. So nice.
I want to sniff these people as they walk by.
Go for it.
Yep.
How saccharine.
I don't even think Cat has enough zen to deal with the cheerfulness that is coming off of them.
Is that a perception primal urge?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I've been rolling it with. Difficulty 7.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
the one
that's a nothing. I got no successes.
that keeps slapping Play's hands away from his tie and then retying it.
Getting it up nice and comfy and tight like it's supposed to be.
Yep.
Oh, and
Oh, yeah.
and every single time it gets tight, he loosens it just a little bit. feeling like it's suffocating him, and then as soon as somebody stops looking at him, he'll try and like loosen it.
Yep. You don't know what's going on with these people. They just seem really chipper. Really happy to be here. Look at all these people. Look at all these recruits. It's great. It's going to be a fun Ferguson day.
Can we tell, like, looking at anybody else in line, does anyone else seem to be Garu or anybody we may have run into?
I can tell you very specifically there are no Garu.
Okay.
Because known Garu here don't try because they have never been accepted to go in. They have never been allowed past the doors. Seems weird, right?
So basically, Calliope may not be able to get in if she's being watched.
It's possible. We'll see.
I would say Kat would have suggested before we even got there that we kind of split up a little bit, so we're not one big chunk of people.
And Calliope will actually be at the front,
Mm-hmm.
so that if she gets turned away, she's turned away before everyone else is.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and the way it works is the lineup is there and they've come and they take your applications. There's like a very brief smiling conversation with you, talking about the day, talking about, how you're doing. If anyone's paying attention, this is definitely the vibe check kind of situation that interviewers do.
Mm-hmm. Calliope is all smiles. She did mark on her application her disability. She is mute.
Yep.
So if they actually look at it, they will know why she isn't responding.
Yep. And you, in fact, have gotten someone that knows sign.
And she will sign back.
Yeah.
That she's doing well. She's excited for the interview, that she's heard wonderful things about the company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really hamming it up. I get it.
Oh,
I get
yeah.
ya.
With
But
all that charisma she's got.
Yeah. And it's definitely one of those things. This company's great to work for. They're really
great benefits.
Yeah.
And
yeah. And people with disabilities, that's not a problem here. Everyone's welcome in the Ferguson family.
And she gives a nice warm grin with that.
Yeah.
Do we already have Mind Speak up between all of us?
Mm-hmm.
Interconnected or just the one-way ticket?
Interconnected.
All right. Colin tries not to send this through Mind Speak, but fails and goes, if I keep getting treated like this pandered piece of shit, I think I'm going to lose my goddamn mind.
10, dude. Count to 10.
But you can
Colin,
see,
deep breaths.
you see he's practicing polite stoicism. They're like, "How you doing?" Fine.
And at that, Calliope be like, Colin, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And let it go.
And right about this time plays it doing the same thing, like not trying to advertise this through Mindspeak, is just saying strangle tight. And it's just it's like the thought version of him struggling with the clothing that's on him.
And Calliope's like, the tie is not going to strangle you, Plays. It just rests there.
I tightened it at that point.
But yeah, it's definitely... Colin, you get, a positive. You seem like a strong man with a strong back. I'm sure we can find a place for you here in the Ferguson family.
Yeah. They suggested something with like a warehouse thing.
Yeah. We've got a big warehouse. In fact, the entire store's a warehouse for the most part.
Where are the registers then?
They're near the front. Don't worry.
All right.
And yeah, just a standard go. After taking all the the paperwork, they go in. And then they come back out and they basically walk down and people are given, it seems odd. There's only a handful of people get selected at a time and you get handed tickets. to come in.
Yeah, I
So-
make sure that they understand that I'm with Plays, that I'm his like caretaker of an older brother, that he has special needs, and that's why he's disassociative.
Why is that always what people go to with lupus in Hum?
We've got to go for the low hanging fruit if we want to get in here, bro.
That's
Fair
right.
enough.
That's right.
But yeah, and Calliope, you get the number 73. Colin, you get the number 74. Maui, you get 75. Cat, you get 76. And Plays gets 90.
I got the highest number. I'm the best.
Legit, Calliope sends out her number over the mind link.
Same.
Same.
Yep. Cat will throw hers in there.
Plays can't read the number he's given, so Howie'll tell you his.
That's fair. But yeah, and it seems like there is a huge plethora of people that leave dejected.
Hmm.
And it's definitely, darn it, I didn't get an interview this time. You hear this. There's definitely a come back tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, but come back next week. We're always filling positions. Grand opening is in a month.
Aside from the general sort of like damn it feeling that those people are having, can I see if any of them are like, squirming around more, scratching themselves, anything that is the typical physical reactions to worm taint?
Perception plus alertness.
Of course it had to be that one.
Of course.
Goodness.
You asked
I
if
was-
they looked like they were freaking out.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, meanwhile, that's pretty much exactly what Plays looks like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I know you're fine. Standard difficulty?
Mhm.
All right, sick. That would be
Did he actually get a...
three successes.
Oh, he got a good roll on this.
Yeah, 3 successes on 4 dice. It's a rarity.
There is some twitching to some people, but nothing unheard of. It could be mosquitoes. It could be a scratch, an itch, whatnot. And then you also notice Plays, who's looking like he wants to climb out of his clothes. That's-
Well, it's probably because he does, but
Calliope's going to look around or like hear people talking about what numbers they got to hear if she hears either the one before her or the one after her
Mhm.
or after the group.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of funny. You don't even have to roll for this. I'll give it to you. There was only 7 people selected to come in and interview. Or the whole group.
Really?
Yeah. And we're talking like a fair, like 100 people showed up here. And this is that voice in the back of your head that says, who would want me for this?
Instantly, this is a trap. And she says that across the mind speak.
That's definitely a little sus. Looking at the other people who were selected for the interviews, are there any similarities?
Hmm.
Because you said there's about a total of 7, so there'd be 2 more people than just
Yes,
us.
2 more people. Go ahead. Perception alertness. You've got paranoia. You know what it feels to be in a trap.
Standard difficulty?
And remember, your specialization does count. So if you get a 10, you can...
4 successes with 1 10.
Okay. They seem excited but aloof. They're definitely not kinfolk from what you could see, but granted, you don't know the Karens. You saw some people come through here. Some people were dressed way nicer than any of y'all were.
Through the mind speak, Cullen's also going to say, I don't think I have to share this with anyone, but seriously, if anything starts fucking with you, do what we all do and rip it to shreds. We'll deal with the aftermath later.
Good.
And
then I'll just do my best to keep calm and wait my turn. Luckily, as you said, it's a waxing new moon, so
And-
I'm pretty chill, all things considered.
Is there anything else on that ticket or just the number?
You look at it, you don't see anything, and since you rolled so well on your perception check, I'm just gonna let it carry forward. That you do feel like there's like an indentation on the ticket a little bit. Like you get a on yours.
I will over the mind link be like, do you guys have any like indentations or anything in your tickets?
Calliope feels her ticket.
Same.
It's pretty easy for you, Calliope, because you've dealt with stuff like this. You know paper. You know how it works.
Mhm.
You have a C on yours.
I have a C.
Maui, Colin, you have A's as well. Actually, no, Colin has an S. And plays. You feel something, but you don't know symbols. You don't know these symbols.
Oh, I'll hand the ticket to Maui.
Plays has a D.
My 12-year-old is going to control itself, and I'm going to hold my ticket to my pager and let it go off as I invoke Sense Worm. 2 successes, one of them is a 10.
Okay. You've seen it do this before, where it catches something and then it drops. Catches, drops. Catches, drops. So it goes off, then suddenly off. Off, on. Off, on. And there's a smiling individual right next to you, Maui. Oh, your beeper's going off.
Oh yeah, dude. Is there a phone I could use? Is there like a payphone around the corner? Or
Unfortunately, no payphones in the area, but after your interview, we'll let you use the phone.
Oh, dude, that's super cool. Yeah, this might be about my brother, so I appreciate that.
No problem. Anything to help out.
Yeah, man, that's what I keep saying.
Let's go on. And there's definitely this woman who has a fake plastic smile strapped to her face. Brown hair done real nice. She seems to be wearing a vest over the polo. That gives you some kind of idea that she might be an authority figure here. As she brings you into the building. She shuts the door and locks it. We have to keep it locked due to people wandering in thinking we're open. It's a whole thing. Here, come with it.
I want to detect if she's lying.
Yeah, is Plays with us?
Of course, Plays is with you.
Okay.
She made sure to usher him in. But yeah, go ahead. The best way to do this. Lying. Come on, why does my machine have to freak out now? It's deciding it wants to take forever to load. Raylan sheet for a second.
Oh, I've got no subterfuge, so I might have to call on this fox spirit.
All right, so she's going to be using the subterfuge.
Well, here's the thing. Subterfuge is for lying. Here.
Yeah, but okay, for detecting lies, is it something different?
Yeah, we're going to do...
Empathy?
Yes, that's exactly where I'm going. So...
Okay. Can we do wits?
We could go there. I could be called to do wits.
Thank you.
No problem. I know your dice pool's higher that way.
Yeah, she could be convinced to let you use it.
You're dying first.
Yes, I know that was bad.
What's my difficulty?
I'm getting that right up for you.
Sure.
Colin, is your wits alertness higher than your perception alertness?
My wits alertness is identical to my perception alertness.
Oh, then you are not arguing
your
yourself into a good
difficulty is
position.
going to be an 8.
That is 4. It's 2 8s, a 9, and a 10.
Nice. She is lying through her teeth.
And she sends that over the mind link. She is lying through her teeth.
Got it.
Yeah. Now, if you'll just gracefully follow these green arrows that are on the floor here, there's a lovely sitting area where we will call you in for our interviews.
Calliope takes out her notebook and says, "Do you have a restroom?"
Oh, yes, of course. Here, the blue line right there leads you towards the restroom.
And she writes, "Thank you."
No problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna deliberately be slow and just point at all the arrows at place and just be like, that's green, right? That's green. Green.
Green.
Green. Yeah, green. Good. And then just pat him on the back.
Calliope's going to walk towards the bathroom. She's not actually going into the bathroom. She's just going to check this place out a little bit.
I figured as much.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully relaying the information as she goes, which will be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Man, having this weird psychic turret that can just sort of shoot thoughts to us is great.
It can be fun.
It's a hell of a galliard, I tell you.
Jonathan also has this skill.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mindspeak is fantastic. When I
Mindspeak
read
is
that, I'm like, that's fucking brilliant.
It's so brilliant.
It's a great gift for sure.
So brilliant. But yeah. And so the other 2 people that are with you just follow the line. You know, like they're supposed to.
Yeah, like I said, I'm being deliberately slow. I'm pointing out all the colors and having plays replay them, copy them to me.
Now I'm gonna follow those other 2 people, and I want to see if I can't get an idea of what number they have on their cards. If they're vastly off from ours, or in the same kind of sequence.
I will give you this for free. There's 15 and 14.
I know I'm going to regret asking this, but can I look for, aside from, I'm sure, any furniture that's already set up on display or whatever, is there any signs of something flammable here?
Well, you see signs towards fire extinguishers, and it looks like there is a restaurant that's in this building. A kitchen.
A restaurant? You all hear Colin say, a restaurant and a fucking furniture store? You weirdos. Anyways, if we need to bring the place down...
And there's definitely... Well, it's a big furniture store.
Is that from Fox?
Yeah. It's a big furniture store. I mean, it's huge.
Dude, they have to concentrate on like simple things to cook, like meatballs.
I've had better meatballs in the last place that Plays and I were in. They were excellent. I can't find better meatballs, I swear. Anyway, I
wonder what the directions in their furniture are like.
If we need to, we can always do the Garu special and psychically, and burn this place to the ground if we need to. If there's a kitchen, there's bound to be something flammable in there. If we need to. I'm just pointing out all the
Back
ways
up.
that we can break this place if we need to.
This is why I like Garrus so much. Yes, yes, yes.
We wreck all the shit.
Hmm.
With
Deal with the
permission, no
fallout
less.
later.
Now, is it like all empty, like
oh
to
no,
the warehouse ceiling,
it
or is there like
seems
a
to
floor
be
above us?
stocked fully. This we're
That's
making.
one thing Calliope was checking for, to see if there's actually stuff in here like they're prepping to open.
Yes, they are full scale prepping to open. It's fully stocked from what you can see, and it's not lost on Ravnos that this is very much an IKEA-esque store.
With the pathways going all over the
Mhm.
place. I think Calliope's gonna go off the blue and kind of walk through the store just a little bit. She's not
Yeah.
going too far. To get a feel for how the layout is, if there's places to snatch people.
Mm-hmm. You are very specifically looking for.
Yeah, basically, if they've designed this so they can snatch people, like people get lost in the store,
Mm-hmm.
because it's set up a bit like a maze.
All right. I don't need to make you roll anything because
Okay.
you've dealt with these kind of creepy tactics before
Mm-hmm.
in certain ways. It's definitely labyrinthian. There are definitely enough hidey holes and sneaky places to where someone could get taken and nobody would be the wiser. It's fairly
And she just plants
easy.
this fake plastic smile on her face, works her way back to the blue line, walks into the bathroom, walks right back out, and comes back.
That's fair.
And then she reports, yeah, they've got this place set up like a maze where they can snatch people walking through the store.
As you walk, I assume everyone has now slowly started making their way further into the store following this blue line.
Green line.
Green
arrows.
line, sorry.
Yeah, I'll
So many
places
lines!
places sticking close to Howie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, make sure you stay close, Lewis. Don't go
And
getting lost.
it gets further and further, and you keep going, and you do see there is a sitting area. There are lights definitely focused on this small sitting area. There is refreshments here, water, some snacks, like some fruit snacks. There's some crackers. Definitely some place to wait. And I would like you all to roll me. I'm going to change this up. Let's go Wits Primal Urge.
Oh, the exact same dice pool. How weird.
Oh,
What's our difficulty?
what a
Storyteller?
crazy random happenstance.
The
Yeah.
difficulty is 7.
3 with a 10.
3 with a 10.
Mhm.
I got 5 successes with 2 10s.
Nice.
One success, no tens.
2 successes, 1 10.
Also 2 successes, one of which
You
is
said
a
the
10.
difficulty was 7, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, then I didn't do my math right.
Exploding 10s only count for if you're using a specialty with
Right.
something,
Mhm.
correct? Okay, so you'd
Mhm.
have to have 4 at minimum anyways. All right.
It's fairly easy for some of you, some more than others with 4s and 3s. And sounds like we got a 5 somewhere. You pass a weird barrier. It's not like an actual barrier physically, but you definitely feel like you've gone beyond something. It's a very funky feeling.
Does it kind of feel like stepping sideways at all?
A little. Just a little. It definitely has that pull. And you notice the lady who had been talking the whole time being like, just Just keep going forward. There's a nice place to sit while you get called for interviews. That voice cut halfway through as you walk through.
Calliope's going to try to step back out.
You turn. You don't feel it. You turn, and you don't see the entrance anymore. The
Did
entrance
the
is
other
gone,
two people,
and the other
did
two
the other
people
two-
are still here.
did they notice anything weird at all, or
Are we still clothed how we were?
Yes.
Hmm.
So it's literally like the entrance to the sitting room is gone.
Because it was in the center of a hall. It wasn't even a full sitting room. It was like in a nice spacious area of an aisle.
And now it's enclosed.
And now you turn, you can't see the registers, you can't see the door entrance.
do we still see like the stacks of furniture?
Stacks of furniture still there.
Well, shit.
Sorry, just to clarify with the players of my dear pack for a second, we told like the Glasswalkers and the Bonars we were doing this, right?
Yes, we
Yes.
did.
Okay.
We're going to assume competence in that. So
I legit nearly freaked out for a second. We didn't tell anyone we were going in here, did we? No. Okay. If we're good, we're good.
we had a few days, so I'm sure people were notified.
I mean, you had already talked to the Glasswalkers. The Glasswalkers requested that you bring back actual full-scale proof and evidence that something was going on.
But we also let the nice one know what we were doing.
Yeah. The Bonars, they agreed they wish they could help, but they're dealing with their own shit right now.
And she did give back the little spider dude to the Bone Nars and just told him, keep it contained, but watch what it does.
I'm gonna reach back like I'm scratching my head and try to see if Charlie's there.
Charlie's there.
How far away is the lady who walked us in?
She's not there anymore.
Calliope just says, what the fuck is this?
And this is where we're going to end tonight. Because if we go any further, we're going to hit,
combat,
time walls and whatnot. And I want to make
Time
sure
Time walls.
to soak up all your terror and depression and horror.
Well, it's like those things you get in some Italian restaurants where you have the like little oil and vinegar mixture that you dip the bread in.
Mm-hmm.
I
love
gotta
that
soak
stuff.
up all of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's excellent.
Yeah, it's delicious. And I'd like to thank my players. Unfortunately, we didn't get to murder stabbing yet. But hey,
that's all right. It's all in the timing.
it's all in
Honestly,
timing.
it seems like we're nearing that event horizon pretty soon anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're definitely getting there.
Oh my god, combat and a werewolf. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing we could do?
I mean, I know I run Werewolf a little weird. I'm very roleplay heavy. Dashes of combat and horror constantly throughout it. But my players did amazing. All of you get the 3 from me.
I'll take it.
You were here. You participated. There were emotions. There was almost death. Almost death could have happened.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
Are you kidding? Satan wouldn't have touched that shit.
It's true.
Like, nah.
Calliope
Satan-
broke that fucking greedy, eater's table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Satan would look at that and go, "Oh, hell no. You
Yeah,
don't
no,
get that
Satan's-
evil on me."
Satan sits back and goes, you know what? I think I'm good. I'll just sit back here in hell and be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I'm safe here.
So, who would like to go first on sharing?
I will pop in and say that I think Howie or Howie deserves a little extra credit because pulling his way after Calliope was perfect. And it really kind of showcases the whole, we're a pack. We're supposed to watch out for each other. And he's the first person to really act as a pack. As a pack. Words are hard.
Packmate. I know what you're
Thank
talking
you.
about. No problem.
I'm happy somebody does.
I gotta give it to Calliope because it is easy to just lose yourself in the Dark Umbra, and you kind of stuck to who Calliope really is as a person. And I think it helps us to see who she is and where she's coming from, so we know how to build on that moving forward.
Thank you so much. I am going to give it to everybody else because Calliope is not used to this, is not, probably wasn't even ready for this. And y'all have all just stepped up and like, nope, we in it together. We in it together. Of course, special shout out to Will for Howie, being like, no, I got to go save the blonde.
Not only that, but he did the Theurge thing expertly. It's like, oh,
Yes.
fuck.
Yes. It was
Guys,
so
you don't
good.
step off the path. Come on.
It was so good. So, but I will say everybody, because everybody was very much reassuring her that she is accepted.
Nothing in the litany saying Metis can't be in a pack. Anyone who says otherwise is an asshole.
All right.
I guess I'll go next then.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go echoing what people have said already. Yeah, fucking Howie and Calliope, just that whole scene with the two of them. Like, yeah, Howie's just like, going off, making sure that everybody got back together, and Calliope like coming to terms with the fact that a Metis can be accepted. And yeah, so that's what I would say. Those are my votes for today.
And then I'll round out the votes with, Calliope and Howie. Y'all dove into something that no one wants to, and you did it by accident. So getting out of there as quick as you did is very fortunate, and I'm glad that you pulled it off. So bravo to the both of you. The Dark Umbra is not a place you go because it brushes up against something very gross that Relin has played in before. It's usually very shadowy and landy.
Yes. Yes.
It's not good, so bravo for getting out of there.
And I have a whole list of things just for botches for Step Sideways.
I love it. I love it.
And I never get to use them.
I really thought my character was going to die.
Yeah.
I really did.
I never get to use
them. Because I was like, okay, because next up is going to be those talons of the Falcon, and she's going to start ripping and tearing everything that comes up on her.
Well, at least you've got the Garu spirit of the fray, which is a gift. Anyways.
Yes. Oh, goodness. Well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight for this intense episode of Phoenix's Call Season 2. Oh my goodness. Lost in the heat of it all was very apropos. The storyteller wasn't even aware of just how apropos that was.
She somehow managed to make every single word in the episode title a bit of foreshadowing.
Yes.
How is it you can do that with words that aren't even like adjectives or anything? Like, in was somehow a fucking. It's impressive.
It's a gift.
It's all from a botch.
That's what botches do.
I know. It's a great story, though. Oh, goodness. Well, I will tell you that if you enjoy our content here, you want to hang out with us in Discord, because this show was cast from our Discord community. And we currently have an open casting call that Ravnos Archon here just posted for Kids on Bikes. Get your applications in for that fiasco.
Kids on bikes. Kids on bikes.
And of course, you can check our back content, including prior episodes of this series, on YouTube. And we have some amazing friends that also have their own channels that stream, one of which is Ravnos Archon. So, Ravnos, tell us what you're doing.
Well, Mondays are my own version of Vampire the Masquerade, asking what if the Beckoning had happened in 1980 instead of in the modern days. And Fridays right now are split between Star Wars and Dungeons and Dragons. And this month's one shot is going to showcase Seventh Sea,
Nice.
which I am enjoying the shit out of.
Cinematic swashbuckling pirate story.
Yar, fiddly dee.
Arr.
I was muted, but I know what you referenced, Ravinia. Bravo.
Welcome, my swash.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And of course, if you enjoy what this cast has done, give them some bits, or you can give donations. Those go straight to the cast of our shows. Myself and Shanky, when he's on screen, do not get those bits or donations. They go straight to the other folks at our tables. And truly, if you enjoy this, you may want to give us a subscribe or a follow here on Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime, you actually get one free subscription a month, and you may consider giving that to us. Also, if you would like to give us some cheddar without Twitch being a pimp and taking half, you can visit our KoFi page, our KoFi page, and give us donations straight there where we get all the money. So we appreciate your support. We appreciate you viewing. And if you can contribute, please do. But if it puts you in a bind, please don't. We don't want people going broke to try to support us. We do this because we love it, truly. So we're not doing this to make a living. And also trying to think, merch. Okay. We got to come up with some new merch for season 2. Because there has been some fun stuff happening. So yeah, but there is some season 1 merch available for Phoenix's Call in our merch store. There's also merch for other games and just general studio merch there. So go check that out on Zazzle. Do know that it is important that you are signed in with an account, because some of our merch is rated as adult, or at least adult-ish, and you won't be able to see it if you aren't logged in. And then finally, coming up over the next week, we do not have London Esoteric Society on Saturday. Tiss is taking a break to watch Eurovision. And I understand, because Eurovision is a spectacle. I personally watch it on YouTube after the fact, and I love it. So we will not be having London Esoteric Society that day, but we will be having our season 6 finale, episode 10 of Windy City After Dark, on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm stuck on 3 from Saturday. 5 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So please join us then to see how this story that has really gone deep and incredible ends on Sunday. Of course, we'll be back for more seasons, but each season is basically like a little story within an ongoing epic. And of course, Timber Brad is in it with me. Maddox here is a guest player. And I know something. Ravnos Archon is also going to be a guest player in our intermission in between seasons.
And I am.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So definitely you want to come and join us on Sundays for awesome vampire content at 5 p.m. Eastern every Sunday. And then, of course, we are back here at 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday with episode 6 of season 2 of Phoenix's Call.
So close to the end, it hurts.
And we about to tear this motherfucker down.
I didn't realize it until after, but yeah, I went into demolition mode the second I stepped into that furniture store.
Oh yeah. Calliope's gonna break out all her fucking tricks.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun next episode. Or try to.
And definitely, though, one thing we want you to all be sure of. I mean, today's session kind of touched on some things like Calliope has been traumatized by her past. She reacted how she did in the Dark Ombre because she was never going to let that happen again. And if you deal with issues with trauma, mental illness, behavioral issues, please, please, please reach out to folks if you need to or get help. There are helplines available that can help talk you through if you are in crisis and get you connected with resources close to you so that you can get ongoing assistance if you need that. Please. Also, if you work for an employer that offers an employee assistance program, you can utilize that as well, and it's confidential. You will not be reported to your boss. So please utilize resources available to you if you need them, because we want you around a long time, and we want you to be as well as you can be, truly. What's said with love. And I'm Mama McStabber, nicest mean nurse you'll ever meet. Timber Brad here, meanest nice nurse you'll ever meet. We're going to tell you.
Get your goddamn shots.
That's right. And I'm also going to say reproductive health is a human right. Safe access to abortion is important and needs to be upheld, because if left to the states, we know how that's going to go. Hello, Handmaid's Tale. And it will actually, by revoking Roe and Casey, lead to more suicides among folks that have uteruses. So please, please, if you really are pro-life, you want there to be safe access to abortion and birth control and things like this, because actually birth control and education helps reduce the number of abortions. So please, when it comes time for these elections in the fall, please vote Dem. I'm just asking just for myself, for my kids, for everyone that's being persecuted, please. I'm just going to put that out there. Love you. See you next week.
And fuck Putin.
Fuck Putin.
Fuck 'em.
All right, everyone. I love you all. It's been a hoot. Take it
We're
easy.
still